Kasha, is that really you?
Doyuk stared, his mind racing with questions. He couldn't believe his eyes. The woman before him looked like Kasha, but something was off. Kasha, the powerful executor, sat before him, but something was wrong. Her usual aura of authority was missing. She giggled, playing with a loose thread on her clothes, a behavior so unlike her. Her eyes, usually sharp and intense, held a childlike innocence. It was as if she had become someone else entirely.
Kasha, can you hear me?
He asked cautiously, not wanting to startle her. She looked up, her brow furrowed in thought as if trying to remember something important.
Kasha, do you know who I am?
She repeated, tilting her head in confusion, her expression blank.
Who's Kasha? She asked, her voice devoid of recognition.
Confusion washed over Doyuk. How could she not know her own name? This wasn't the Kasha he knew, the fierce and unyielding leader, the one who commanded respect and instilled fear in everyone around her. This Kasha seemed lost, a mere shadow of her former self. What had happened to her? Dohyuk knew he had to find out. He couldn't leave her like this. He reached out, hoping to bring back the Kasha he once knew. Days turned into weeks, and weeks into months. Kasha remained a mystery, an enigma wrapped in a riddle. Her immense power, her sharp intellect, her vast memories, all gone, vanished like a wisp of smoke in the wind. She was like a blank slate, innocent and unaware of the world around her, as if she had been reborn without any recollection of her past life.
What happened to you, Kasha? Where did you go?
Dohyuk whispered one day, watching her draw shapes in the dirt, shapes that seemed to hold some hidden meaning. Kasha glanced up at him, her expression blank, her eyes devoid of the spark they once held.
Why? Why can't you remember?
She asked, her voice barely a whisper, as if she was afraid of the answer.
Did something happen to me? Did I do something wrong?
Doyuk sighed deeply, the weight of the unknown pressing heavily on his shoulders. He didn't have an answer. Not yet, anyway. The questions swirled in his mind, each one more perplexing than the last. But he was determined to find out, to uncover the truth behind Kasha's lost memories. He had to help Kasha, not just for her sake, but for the sake of everyone counting on her. Her past held the key to their future, and he would stop at nothing to unlock it. One evening, while researching ancient texts, Dohyuk stumbled upon a startling revelation. He had been searching for answers for so long, and now, in the dim light of the library, he felt he was on the brink of something monumental. The executors, it seemed, weren't born with their power. They were chosen. This was a truth hidden in the folds of history, a secret that had eluded many before him, and their abilities were fueled by faith. Faith from others, and most importantly, faith in themselves. Dohyuk's heart pounded as he realized the implications. This wasn't just about power, it was about belief, trust, and inner strength. Could this be the key to restoring Kasha? He wondered if this newfound knowledge could help her regain what she had lost. Could her lack of memory have stripped her of the faith she needed to access her powers? The thought weighed heavily on him, but it also gave him a glimmer of hope. He decided to test his theory. If faith was the key, then perhaps he could help her find it again.
This might be it, he said aloud, his voice filled with a mix of excitement and determination.
He thought to himself, the weight of his discovery settling in, determination etched on his face. This was a turning point, a moment that could change everything.
Kasha, you are strong. You are powerful. You are Kasha the Executor.
He poured every ounce of belief he had into his words, hoping to spark a flicker of recognition in her vacant eyes. For a moment, nothing happened. Then, a look of confusion crossed Kasha's face.
Executor, power?
She looked down at her hands as if seeing them for the first time. A glimmer of hope sparked in Dohyuk's chest. It was working. He just needed to keep going. Dohyuk continued to speak, weaving tales of Kasha's past triumphs, reminding her of her strength and courage. Slowly, a change came over her. The vacant look in her eyes receded, replaced by a spark of recognition, then determination. She closed her eyes, her body trembling slightly, as if an unseen force surged within her. When she opened them again, they blazed with a familiar intensity. The transformation was complete. Kasha was back.
I remember now. The faith, it's all connected.
With Kasha's memories restored, a new challenge arose. They needed to find the source of the city's impending doom, a hidden godly item. Using her recovered abilities, Kasha located it, a seemingly ordinary mirror tucked away in a forgotten chamber.
This is it?
Do-hyuk frowned, peering at the plain object. Kasha nodded, her expression grave.
It may look harmless, but it holds unimaginable power. We need to move it, conceal it before it attracts unwanted attention.
Together, Do-hyuk and Kasha orchestrated a daring plan. They moved the mirror to a new location, concealing it within the city's most heavily guarded vault. The threat was neutralized for now. As dawn broke, casting a warm glow over the city, Do-hyuk felt a surge of hope. The ordeal had tested them both, pushing them to their limits. But they had emerged stronger, their bond unbreakable. The future remained uncertain, but they would face it together.